So, 1471, that was the first time a Portuguese ship landed in Africa, Ghana, Shaman. From 1471 to 1957, Ayenya independence is 486 years. The Bronin Yatra Yekrom Hase for 486 years. And 486 years, making sure that he will colonize you, he will change your reasoning, he will change your economic being, he will change your psychological being, he will change your spiritual being for 480 years. Before what we are seeing now, they are suffering from what I call post-trauma colonial syndrome. Post-trauma colonial syndrome.
Post-trauma colonial syndrome. All these 4 words are big.
Yeah. Broni ba ye kromo obedi yesu wie ye koye no. Oma yare bi yare. Sa yare no ene bibifo nyina de nante owiase. Yes. Post-trauma colonial syndrome, because broni be try and chen no o make sure say o change your psyche, our reasoning, your brain, bibia na won bia no o change ye e ma no suiti ono said ya o peno ene ye no ye follow ye kan ehiafo a ewo wiasem nyina a ye hu ye ho ano a ye bibifo na obisa ho say adenti na ebibifo ye nko ade we don't have a direction.
Right, for Adentina before we don't have direction. Nice question come from Boateng. Na Safe and I only made a share high Mosbee TV GH. Mess rapport a Chelsea subscribe channel and wash na for from so and ye be a share. Danny Denina make us as I say you swing dear. Near Unimuno, Obinim channel. Enunti yenkoso se yebesua de o platform yi so Maame Grace page so na me ko hu video yi na me se no esese me ma mahwefo nso ehwe bi no mutie bi efi se ensem a ye bra ya boaten ehwe agu ho no emu odu edikanfo basasi we su beye bi na ne omo ye gya ye no ya benye so mfaso enunti eyeme ne wasede se yenso ye beye bibi na yede gya ye ma sene beya omo embebre nanso adwene no sene obi kae no ada enti nyankopon honhom ene na nkrofo bi sei so ese bie ya adwemu na video no emunsam esoso na wowa me pa chaw nyebre eni adaje na yenhwe video no na minim se wonso obenya mu chefa se wo ye teacher ni a obesesa o ade kirem wo ye nurse ni a obesesa wo ye driver ni a obesesa adwuma bi a wo ye no minim se utumi hwe na kwa kira obesesa wo niam bebreu na wani begye se wo ye bibini na onu hu se obeye bibini moma yenkoso enhwe video no kai se uko YouTube na subscribe ma Maame Grace a na subscribe nso ama Mosbee TV GH. Metie busuafo moma yenkohwe video ne mresisi ya.
I welcome you once again to another great episode. My name is Maame Grace and I am here with Mr. Yao Boateng, popularly known as Zozo.
Yes.
I welcome you to Revelations. Mawakwaba.
Thank you.
Okay, so 1 minute. Greet our viewers and our followers, those who make this platform bigger.
Yeah.
And then your loved ones. Now you take you off.
Yeah. Greetings to everybody. Please, I'll be mixing the languages a little bit. Okay. Yeah.
Great.
Greetings to everybody and greetings to people who have been on this platform and following it. It's a very great platform. I have been following the series every time I have time for myself. And Maame Grace, big thank you. You're doing so well. When I say you're doing so well, you might not understand it. But, you know, awakening the third eyes of people is a subject that don't get discussed very easily. And somebody will look at your platform and think like, oh, who is this girl? What is she doing? Why did she decide to be doing this? Even though it's revelation and it has a center of Christianity, it has grown beyond just Christianity. I have seen it grown, getting into the deeper spirituality and diving into understanding. So what you are doing, thank you, is not enough. You need an award in this 21st century, opening the African eye to the next level. So, big thank you again. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
So that is our brother, Mr. Yao Boateng. Enti ende yenkomo ekwakodi osi obefrafra enkomo no obefra. Like I said, I'm pleading those who are texting from South Africa. And I'm taking advantage to greet Dr. Midao Kabo. I know you are watching. A big love to you. And also for Kofiche Ahaji, Papa, I hope you are beautiful. I will see you on Sunday. Hey, I will see you on Sunday. My greetings to you, these people, these men behind me. So say Papa will say they are with me. They watch my back, they pray for me, they do all sort of things for me. Thank you so much to this great men. Now the Nkrano Akomo, Dr. Amida Okabo, Namochiano Amame, Namasene love to him so as well. And then we are going to discuss nation building, a great topic. We are Ghana near we here, we are Africa near we here. Into betumi and it's a continent building. Since Africans are one people, we are going to learn how to build our nation. I welcome you to this great platform, and we welcome our guests. Dada, Intino, se woka se also be makes it so you have the freedom to do that. Inti, se woka se nation building in one sentence. Now, what is nation and what is building?
Okay. So I will make it very simple. Nation as a group of people living in a space. We could be a nation because we are about 6, 7, 8 over here. And we will need a system of operation like a simple governance. I will say you are the leader over here. You need a system to be able to govern these people over here. So you need a leadership format. What this person is supposed to do, what that person is supposed to do, what this person is supposed to do. Even though they are all cameramen, they all come with different functions. So that is the building part of it. That how do we put it together? How do we add Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, Mr. D to create a conglomerate and then impact? That is what I want to talk about. The reason why I want to talk about this is because, first, I want all listeners to please listen to this. I want you to open up your mind and listen. And if you have any comment, you put it out there. I am not coming from a spiritual tangent. I am coming from something I call the holistic point of views. So we are going to do logic reasoning. We are going to do something we call critical thinking analysis. We are going to do something I call common sense. And then we are going to do something I call the metaphysics of life.
Okay.
So when I bring the subject out for discussion, you ask yourself, is it making sense? Is it reality? Is it true? Is it critical thinking? Is it logic? That is the angle I want us to go from.
Okay.
These are the phases of the things that is lacking in the black man's mind. We don't do much logic reasoning. We don't do critical thinking. We don't do common sense. We don't do metaphysics because we hate reality, because reality is truth and we don't like truth. So these are the points that are going to come together for us to talk about nation building. When you look across the whole continent around the world, there are different types of races. Different. Na kwesi bro ni trans one day no car say o tro ni book. And o say ni bie e ba no if Africa na e den e ba e. Nyame na me tro yo kwesi bro ni no tro e say ni bie ba no Africa. That means he say onipa first homo sapien bibini na ye born first ansa na ye bo wiase mu nyina. Enti no that means say ye ti ase no ye be before no we are one of the most important humans. But say wo hwe ene be bia ye ti say ya uche black race in African kwa utukwanya ugo Jamaica ugo Dominican Republic Brazil uchi nyina na ye ka ehiafo a ewo wiasem nyina a ye hu ye hu anu a eye bibifo na ubisa ho say adenti na ebibifo ye nko ade we don't have a direction. Why? So this is the first cause of it. Before we are they are suffering from what I call post-trauma colonial syndrome.
Kabio.
Post-trauma colonial syndrome.
Post-trauma
Colonial
syndrome. All these 4 words are big.
Yeah. Nti mechira say post-trauma colonial syndrome no chire say broni ba ye kromo obedi yesu wie ye koye no. Oma yare bi yare. Sa yare no ene bibifo nyina de nante owiase. Yes. Post-trauma colonial syndrome because broni be try en chen no o making sure say o change your psyche, our reasoning, your brain, bibia na won bia no o change ye e ma no suiti ono said ya or peno and a ye follow. So, uhwe 1471. That was the first time a Portuguese ship landed in Africa, Ghana, Shaman. From 1471 to 1957, Ayenya independence is 486 years. The Bronin yet try a chrome has say for 486 years. And 486 years, making sure that he will colonize you, he will change your reasoning, he will change your economic being, he will change your psychological being, he will change your spiritual being for 480 years. That is the amount of time white people stayed on our land. Etinu topic na ya first say we discuss no. Enye say bia ye be kan se sia pe and Africa be start say obetima building no. It's a process. Until we have to go say you are spending 486 years no. We have to undo the 486 years.
Not easy.
And it is not easy. Say who hide nine more bia na so we be try asase so. Now ukache ni so now for 5 years. Not now after 5 years we are ubetunu bia na unsa ya dane asem. Because so full say we are part of you. Only 10 years on cobium. Only 15 years for Belgian passport. Only 20 years or naturalized or free. Now Nippon no aba betra for 486 years. And sa the independence and obu ni kete mi so oko. That 486 years no. And everything about us has changed. Everything about us has changed. Our views, the way we look at things. So, every black person be or what be no, their God is different. Their God does not look like them. So uko Thailand, so uko Malaysia, so uko India, so kuro we no nyina so no omo nyankopon no ose omo. But so uko before obi ana ye nyankopon saying.
Adenti on say ose den.
On saying.
Ose hwan?
Or representing white God.
Explain.
The explanation is, you see, there is a simple analogy they gave us. That humans, we're going to die and we're going to go to heaven. And we're going to die, some people will go to hell. And they create a color code for it. And that is the color colonization. And the color code, they say, heaven, angels say, oh, you're white. And a hell, bonsami are black. And you know, obvious, black people belong to that side. So black people are not proud about themselves. They have an inferiority complex because calendar na ye creating black folks around the world they represent Jesus, which was the Son of God. And God is white, he is white. But so Buddha or say mukrumu. Buddha or say mukrumu. Chinese for nyame or say Chinese for. And you say if God created you in his own image, how come say who no God non self?
Hey.
You understand what I mean? Until you say, "Unyankopon and say, dia, say, hanya me na friend or no, then you different." Because there's no way say Unyankopon or no, a creating yen as the beginners of the world. Then Unyankopon no, no picture no so. Na nkrofo ye create you afterwards. Omo Unyankopon mo that picture so na yen worship. If we are the originals, if we are the first Homo sapiens, how come that we don't control and they control? Okay. Now, decolonization process is the process for us for the nation building. And then now we're starting. Revelation now we're starting. A decolonization process. There is a big wind blowing. And that wind has been blowing and it's been calling Mother Africa for its children to wake up. But we can't wake up easily because we have been down with the time of the 400 years. That we don't know how to wake up. But somebody has to, you know.
We are crippled.
Yes, we are crippled. So be the ba. Na nipa ne the ba na yen nyina ya eden ya bemu the knowledge na eden ababa. Say 486 years no be di wa ha say no. Enu ye second half of the equation. The first half of the equations Kemet, Egypt. And Ankrofon near Betnae. One try for 400 years. No more breaking temples. No more making sure say, Yana no munyan kumadi or we ye see ho for civilization. No, we are be brave and omudi kom chromo. Until the brony be inventia ombre because you get a blueprint in it. They are no who dream who has so ye then or yeah, no blueprint in our hodida. Otias ye. Etinu,
yeah, one and no, yeah.
Of course, so uko Egypt memoir. Now we share Pharaoh's in the pictures. You break on Muhini na. On Muhini breaking and it was for the fact say one more person when and when for I say Arab for honey ever twaso. Say the bear so uko honuma who say image near a black person, but a din Pharaoh Kufu a Arab fooding and Arab fooding. Pharaoh Kufu and Arab fooding ye boni din. Otias ye over the Kufu ba West Africa, you can find it in Akan. Pharaoh Josa, and yet a friend is saying Arab fooding. Pharaoh Akhenaten, and yet Arab fooding. Pharaoh Akhenaten is Pharaoh Akhenaten. That is it. Pharaoh Tutankhamun, Tutankhamun. What just here? Sadly, me dear when you know a honor code ni share, for Africans to open their eye to build their nation. Code ni honor war. Until you say if you depart away from all this code, you see the world as a white world. And therefore you are not part of it. But if history takes you back to where your ancestors started the journey from, ebema ubeye proud to say, mina nanumbia ya DBS yanti ma misu mi nhwe so na minya copycat. But as we stand no, ye catch them say, ye yan try de da, broni ne ba ya ansa na o kire ade kiro. But the first university in Africa was in Timbuktu. Mali appeared on the world map in 1339. The richest man ever that lived up to now as we speak. Not Bill Gates, not them. It's Mansa Musa. But do you have a picture of Mansa Musa in your room? No, because you don't want to see him. Do you have a picture of Kwame Nkrumah? No. But if men in the Bible walk on the earth and they did great things and they were humans, Kwame Nkrumah was a human. He was able to take the power 486 years away from the white man and gave us independence. Do you see the power in that? And he created a systems for us to follow as a country to build. But we have never followed it because among for be brave feel so woman nim sen your name sen ni bia no dem pound or about out. A chain Nkrumah there. Me, I live in Tema when I was young. This was the only structured township since Nkrumah time. When I say structured township, you see the road go, you see the address system, you see everything follows. Now, as we speak, 21st century, have you seen any government in Ghana who has chosen a place and said, me a model of a town, city planning? Now, me demonstrate to youth and say, see Diane, say ne was we won't be paying. Everything is scatterhead. City planning engineers don't know shit. They don't. They don't. Yes. And you know, nation building process, it's a decolonization process for us to go back to our roots and take certain important things. I call it cultural relativism and cultural appropriation. Well, I go through evolution. Until there may be a change. Until you can say, and you come and I say Egypt and Necron and maybe one man can't me. But you ain't cultural relativism, cultural appropriation. Dear, you better media board. What economic value? Better Toma Bruni. Yes, you better media empower. That is what we are looking for. Until all around the world, everybody is selling their culture in a different way. If you go to Bangkok, Buddha is at the airport. And if you are leaving, you decide to give your coins to Buddha. Can you put a Konfanochi over here? You can't. You can't. So everything about us, black people, be
about Okonfanochi not being at the airport.
Yeah.
Is it effort na yeah? And I need a dream, and I need kwino, and what's going on?
The echo sonini say, Adie biana eye tuntum dia eye tuntum oye wonders bia o tuntum asase bia no broni aka kire say enye eyabosomsom niema ntime nkofam ba hodom ntino people are not willing, they don't want to see it. When was the last time did you ever go to your village and said you want to go to the shrine and pay homage and then pour libation? When was the last time?
National ni baby wo.
Thank you. Ntino yegu enieme bia na eso ye mu na ye di be developer e be building nation bia na ye no ya stamp ni nyina so And ye ni na ni nam ni ye looking for things. Mami mbisa there was one time I was living from Dubai to Ghana. Now obi fi China, lady be fi China. Wako to niema. Now comment on make you a plane ni mu say your friend is saying me call China nyina kwa mitimi kwa sorry. So I want to say when mu dey abosom so for kwa, you know. So or call China mitimi kwa sorry because Chinese for abosom so for. So I was like, sister Mpacho, who for? Or see me for China. And I'm say, the ukoto then. Or so me go to store when me was store, I'm years and say, hey, and it's abosom so for near man or wakoto no. Because Corona, I walk on the mono. Some crofone so bosuma, bosum na mo power no of the technology and innovation to create. And today, you see, this whole idea of spirituality, Africans have done themselves on it too much. And it is purported from the white supremacy to make us fools, to hold this whole thing and be discussing and be arguing every day, so that we'll be lacking behind and they will be moving forward. And two Kobe before group will be a more DBA and you discuss Bible argument. And so beyond discussing said that Konko can now ye, Tamana Usano, Konko can, then I'll do any move ye. Kayebe move Sanko can, I'm than the cars is here and Kayanka. We don't do all those critical thinking. Yeah, thinking he say, I catch there, see, be who ako heaven be. Until noon, ye pesi yako. And no, until we don't develop. Because if you go to church, the pastor can say, because I had here, how they call it, a material world. You're going to leave here and go to the next place. Ever since the world has been created, there's only one place humans are living. There's no any other planet. If you go and see it, it's up to you. I didn't see it with you. It's up to you. There's only one place you can see humans walking, and it is Earth. Yeah, Asa.
Oui.
Yes. But be any hobby. This is the place that we have to create to be our heaven. So we have to use all our energy to build this part. Now say, oh, train say, uba be wu. Now I can 19 and to baby that they build your. If that is your dream, carry it by yourself. And when you walk, dream about that. But don't make it to cover the whole country, because that is what is dawning people not to be able to have the energy to bring things out. This is a chapter that needs to be visited. When you want to build nation, as Ghanaians, as we are sitting down here now, ask yourself, what is our political system? Yes. Our political system we are using. Yet ye baby din and uncrophobic by and catch somebody that they be my friend democracy. Democracy. And nobody brain. Now, if it is far more time, up to say, Queen, the first ship, Baha, I friend Jesus of Lubeck. I first slave ship, the Baha, a friend Jesus of Lubeck. A best society and crop for coin. Now, there was system as what we call monarchy. I him for, and I need a ruling. Now, yet me making sure say, what will destroy your systems in and a Queen of England or Tennessee. And I say, me queen there still a made it. But to be a baby, their own change, and I made them change that. And the young yes, and the whole democracy. Democracy in Kitano, Yankasa and Tiasi, who the idea. And we have a problem to start off with our system of governance. Me, when I hear people talk about constitution, I don't talk about it. Because it was something that was left to us with white blueprints on it. Adentina ube umbisa who say the odi sa system we bre ono adentina ni krom ho no ono oda ho ye queen wo ho na oni the on change here. Ko Finland, ko Denmark, almost all the
even Dubai.
Thank you. Ahemfo any ruling. Etinu as we are sitting down here, me what I always say is if we are looking for a true nation building, we have to revisit the monarchy. There were 275 constituencies. Every constituency be a paramount chief in the honor. So, Yemfa could be a parliament. No, me the mouthpiece of the people. The mouse can ask 1 year, Jumana. Who are him now to on Kumo for no money be out.
Now, him saw him no yen to the dancho or him bonia. I just say we win. Now,
Crofoya, you see, and your moody is say pano. You see democracy. Croben, or Africa. Ha, ye democracy, ye change. Yes, say who dream say or any your transfer and answer nipa boni ye ntimi ntu no a ye kroma ye ti as say ya ye change no why na baba ye ni ye. Do you get what I mean? we have been born from the same womb with the same problem. And what we can do is go back and pick the pieces. That's why I say cultural relativism. At least no a balance and checks in the system. Now, obu ohono on tene kura we asida. Akotena broche sa no buy. And obe man sika kakra so fi ase no be di MP. Onko kura se ho. Oti town. So he doesn't know the value of the people. He does not see the town. He doesn't care. Democracy, that's why I call it democracy. It is because say who or party A, me or party B. You're making sure say who this. And me yama misikana me teach na me sumi yedede. Me making sure say won't me rule. Into 4 years time we be fisu na me suma ba na me suma betraso. Now we see yedede. Intinu we are just gambling with the country. We have to stop multi-party democracy before we can build this nation. Multi-party democracy must stop. If we want to practice it, probably we'll look for single party and every Ghanaian must belong to it. 10 people to stand there, we choose one. That's it. There's no party B, there's no party C, there's no party D.
Later, so you are watching Revelations, another structure on Senior Revelations platform. Where you have microphone turn appointed the answer appointed and
I say,
hey,
we have systems that they be able to choose. Etinu, the Ami be catcher say multi-party now you create. We have created enmity. You create just say I didn't create. You see, divide conquer. That is the movement. Africa and Kasagana higher was saying we have so many tribes. Up to now, tribal tensions are among a lot of people. And they are saying creating different parties. And they be the way, and we be the way. When are we going to get there? We're never going to get there. And you know, say the party, and they have virtue or more. They stand for the country. That's all. You choose one. Finish.
I say, still a division in the bachelor say. Nipa for no jina ye choose one. Say one no kofole between in the mosque.
Yeah.
Muslims in Abedinechi or kofole as Christians are only in Abedinechi. Is it not the same division?
Yo, but the division will be less. The division will be less. Because you have one head, so you don't have a political agenda anymore. Say, Mbabe child or community we are. Me, if you say be your me party for and me national agenda will be straight. You think Roma say any national agenda. What is the agenda for Ghana for the next 50 years? We don't have it. We don't have a philosophical plan for the country. So, me, I'm coming for 4 years. After 4 years, I leave. When you come, the first thing you say is, because I was the one doing the project, you are not going to continue. Because when you continue, it will be in my favor. But when we have a single party and the agenda is one, everybody will follow. Because the system is one. You can't change it. When you come, all you need is to follow the plan. But now, no, Mimi plan and NC2 will plan. We plan so NC2 we plan. And it doesn't go on. Nothing moves. You see the amount of unemployment youth in Ghana. And you see the amount of unemployment youth across the entire continent is very big. And our youth are leaving the shores of Africa every day. They are in some dangerous boats traveling, trying to get to how do you call it, to Spain. They are in some ship trying to get to somewhere. All this is because that we have not been able to create. We have not been able to build our nation the way it wants to bring our youth.
All these things you are saying is complaints. So how do we build it? That starts from there.
Yes.
I always want solution.
Yes. Me, in my own little corner, I have something I've begun my industrial revolution. And my industrial revolution is me, I'm a builder. I build things. So, technical education is one major platform for us to move forward. You can't build a nation without infrastructure. But infrastructure can be built by technical specs. If you don't have those groups of people, you would have to hire foreign experts to come into your country to come and do the job.
The same foreign, yeah, who can answer the same for the
and Americano. So what we need to do is to make sure that we empower our technical industry, our technical school. The whole education curriculum must change focus into a direction where it gives people craft in their hand to be able to impact the country. Me, I have my own little small company. And what I do is I build. So I employ youth and I teach them. I employ them and I teach them to build.
That is one. And
that
what?
Is one.
We are a
now,
whole lot. You can't employ everybody.
Yes, so I can't employ everybody, but I am giving you scenarios. I'm giving you scenarios. We have an importation economy. Every Ghanaian businessman imports. You see? I am taking myself as an example that if I have created one company and Maame Grace has another company, this man has another company, the youth in your area will get a job. Factories are not created by spirits. Factories are created by humans. But it is the same humans like us that can do it. So the direction must change for our businessmen to use their money not to import alone, but to find something that is tangible within our country to create factories for the youth to work in. I know, say, yes, say, I asem, but see, and start this direction now. Ye. Because say Lebanese not in the factory, Beba has here. Then we will for in the factory in the car, a human eye then.
Good, but me, I want to ask, he said, oh, Kasano.
Yeah.
Now we say, and yeah, a spirit, no, na ebe build the company.
Yes.
Nipa. But to submission so from the beginning, you said, say, Abrofono, omo the spirits in na ye na nanum tutina nkama no mo ayi omo ye na be spirit e back omo de ye niama no omo de ni na akọ na e ma omo create niama na ye ntumi create say so san so say in spirit in create make me understand that part.
E dey say bia me ka say bia broni abefa Tutankhamon spirit afa to Pharaoh Khufu spirit afa say this say me the monumental representation
and
the images
the things
yes
omo crafty good
and omo crafty good hono no omo crafty good hono no and bebre nu ya sisa e dey come museums say what fast spirit on fast spirit I can't tell Ocha say because spirit you know when spirituality I don't like to talk about it much because it's personal because who knows where I go who angel be baby I mean who nie into because I say mo dey kire me I don't buy into it.
Let's talk about what we all can see.
Let's talk about what we all can see because I had it. Asase so ne yeti nti dia papa ne ye ya o building the pyramid e si hono se sia no ukọ ha obey den obehu nti so obi be gina ho na o ye drawing kra na se o copy se de o de ye no kra na e nyansa na o we den o wia but sa nyansa no yamfa bia amfa ma yan kan kire ye ka kire se broni ba ekroma 1471 na so obi ba ekroma 1471 na se history started from 1471 bisa won say 1371 assemble na see here 1271 assemble na see here 1171 assemble na see here 1400 of your history is missing and you don't ask questions about it.
Oh, you are watching Revelations with Maame Grace and yeah, brother Yabuati. So from that time, I see here and son
that was the civilization at its apex. Where na ye no no say bia e beka say bia before krom be wi asem no munye bibia pe we were once great and we will be great again.
Amen.
I'm telling you, Africa will be great again.
Amen.
Yes. Then as I said, this is the decolonization process has started. Awakening message now ye share say no I don't know start it. And you know obia benya kakra no akoye research. And you know Africa will be great again. Maybe me and you will not live to see it. But Africa will be great again.
Amen.
If I reincarnate and I come back, I'll be enjoying it big time.
Big time.
Yeah.
You are watching Revelations. We are the biggest spiritual platform. We are the largest. We talk everything Africa. We wish to liberate ourselves. Africa will be great again. Such a statement. When you know, quote to Maame, Africa will be great again. Say, we are doing this for our children. If our children don't even see it, we will reincarnate and come and continue it. Such a great statement. Once again, you are watching Revelations. Please subscribe, press the bell, and call somebody to watch as well. So, what for Yemfani says a CI, okay, Yem brought down. Yemfani says a CI, what by a president and there?
Yeah.
A Danny, I'll be how are you going to start from the root?
Yeah.
To bring us up from all this mess?
I think the first thing I would do is to change the education curriculum.
How?
Changing the education curriculum is not a difficult task. You yourself must have a vision of how you want your people to be. I believe, say, I have a lot of traditional values in terms of studying and researching into my roots. I've spent about maybe over 35 years into research work and laying down my life to get to the root core of how Africans need their journey. And you know, the basics of the education has to change in terms of theory into practicals. We do too much theoretical work. And you know, your nyansa no, a CPPF, chew, pass, pour, and forget. Chew, pass, pour, and forget. CPPF. That's how it is. Uchiwa, uko no maoya, upo pe, nya pass ya una okono. Asa, but ye throw say we a mechanic. We UST. Uka say, what's your fit in engine? He's a mechanic, but they can't fit an engine because he did CPPF. And you know, let's bring down the education into our own level. Now, level ne yedi bani say ufa cultural appropriation na ubisa ho say and then what area mu ha say ya nkola sua ho ade a ebetimi a impact yo mo. Hwe say education uye ni yi a obia level be change quick. Give you a typical example. So ko ningo pram epona no a. So won so beduru wonum bia no na omo carve boat. Omo carve boat. For so many years, have you seen a boat building school in Ghana before? See a building boat, when will we pay? So you ask yourself, says Chinese in the back, not so the ship no quap, not a coyinam the bebrea, now complain here. Because I won't say so ordinary boat no quap, what sort of boat do you have? You don't have it. But it's a common sense, it's metaphysics of creating your own, and it's not that hard though, because all we need is to create a simple place for them and have a leader who understands it and now start to write and put things down in diagram form and create a boat building school. It's not that hard, but you don't find it. Before I do a friend say Abiaze Cape Coast Quine so group of boys were on almost carve boat, almost me carve says I don't matter so my the hope is hopeless because they don't see the future, because there's nothing that even the youth over there can learn. Do you see what I mean? So this education is a core mantle for the African to hold, but the education must be tailored to suit the African. The education we are going through now is miseducation. It's miseducation. Uti kroma ha say uti mi suen bi bia fi America ho. Yeah. But say ubisa no assembly fra for onim. Because he doesn't care, because there's nothing on Frafra land. He needs to go to America, bro. You see where the mind is. So this mind, I say udi befie. Now ubisa who say me krom ha meti ase no. What can I do? What systems can we create for the children to learn? Now, me and you, we are probably over 30 years, over 40 years, but let's take the younger children and start to create certain education curricula that focuses on Africa's development. Then I take you to agriculture. Every human being eats. That's all. If you don't eat, let me see you, bro. Have you seen plantations of farms in Ghana? If you go to districts, you can tractor, district keke. Amount for use cutlass up to now, and nobody here farming. You see how many Land Cruisers we have in the country? You see when they parade and they drive and they do their hands like this. One Land Cruiser, convert it, it buys about maybe 3 tractors. But you go around the entire country, and every district is struggling to have a common tractor, plow the land. My man, tell you, man, it's not that hard. It's not a space shuttle launch. Space shuttle launch. Say, well, we'll launch BB space. And he say, Africa for the
It's not difficult, my man.
I'm sorry, man.
Sorry, man. Sorry. You are watching Revelations. We are the biggest. Hey, and some whoa. Seriously.
Yes. Thank you. We add value to it. That's all. And export to share continent, we have so many countries in Africa until you can sell your boat to Sierra Leone. Or you can sell your boat to Togo. Togo can sell to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe can sell to, they're landlocked though, but they still have rivers over there. So, intercontinental trading itself is going to empower us. And if you are listening to me and you are passionate about Ghana, you are passionate about Africa, you ask yourself, how come 21st century, you go around all our villages and people are still holding cutlasses, trying to weed 2-3 acres of land. Madam, we are joking.
This one got me.
Yes, we are joking. This is what I'm talking about, nation building. Nation building has to come with a sense of nationalism and a sense of pride and a sense of patriotism.
Shark Shoes, my greetings. So, Abusiamo Kai say, Shark Shoes, Beka Waha say, Obimu be ready Pama, Omwadwa, Momunsemu lines, Nimina, Aira family. Do you guys remember? Oba Habeka Sasem Nabusia? And I know me share a documentary be the way I almost want a DAB or machine be or moody teacher Diana Paki good cars. It makes farming even attractive, easy, and comfortable.
Yeah.
What can we do?
But you see, the reason why when you tell people to farm and they don't want to hear about farming, it also comes from the colonial process. Se uko school now you're bonia, then they catch you. Your mouth sick and say kodo. So punishment has been given to you to go and weed. How do you want to grow up to become a farmer when your first encounter with weeding was punishment?
That's what you punishment.
Thank you, because you don't want to know about it. To know uti farming now, penwaka me go school you cry punishing me say me kodo a focus be the 40 impo. You get what I mean? But let's make it lucrative. Let's package it. Let's identify the needs of our people. Ejuma bebre ewaha. Ejuma bebre ewo krom ha say, ejuma bebre krom ha say. But the leadership has not been able to amass wealth to create factories for the people. And the things we mean creating, we need inventors and we need innovators, we need creators. Some crofo enu nyina no uhu so ya bodan for. Yes. Uhu so ya bodan for because obi ti baby say na so create ade bi na o ya ade bi na say a fly kakran say aeroplane bi ade man ba be bo no. You see ko school away na o ye. You see ko school we na o ye. Just say, you know, but you ask yourself, say edu Christmas time, look on the street. There's this little thing a Chinese for omu blow.
Now paper now you way.
Thank you. So what they cross it pen? Your friend BB how they call it? The always call it pati. Abrototos or something like that. So who breaking is here? Bones away ba onye say now it bubbles around. So that is the concept. What that's the research work. Chinese people came to Africa, sat down nicely, went into villages, and then decided this is so nice. But boom, and they put a technology on it. But we buy it and we love it so much. Where is our brain? Where is our research work? Who is spending time to research on Africa? Who? We can't build a nation without research. Yentimi. Kokosi bro ni kroma. Me, I spent time. I was a participant observer. Because a participant observer, what I say, we be cultural anthropologist. Me tire me ware wom ye bibie bi wom. Say na bro ni betra ye krom ha ye bibie bi anso na okono. Sa na me koye o no. I didn't only go look for money, I went to seek for knowledge. And I studied the people and I realized that they are forward-thinking people. They are 500 years ahead of us. And we can't catch up. The simple fact is, catch up. We have to come back to the basics and start to get our value systems right. You can't buy Chinese culture. It's too expensive. And you can't buy European culture. It's too expensive. But you can buy Africans because Bronibia is here at the shrine. This is here. Chrome war for Nuhuna, I'm serious. On the almost said I have one on 1990. You get what I mean? And to say yes, you took one a cook brony chrome. It is not always for us to go and work in the factory, but do some philosophical reasoning and research work and see how nations are being ruled. What is their agenda? What is their platform? Why do they come to Africa? A game, and yeah, you say two a game. You have to be smart around the table to make decisions. But our people don't have that complexity. Inferiority complex at Chiomo because only we are more obeying brony na the superior person. Until they say to Tutankhamun, 11 years old, Pharaoh be ewo abrochiri hot ewo Egypt ho. And the yen see culture and yen package, they selling expensive. Meme yen dream say dia na no Nyankopon de ma ye no. Yen ye de ni nyina ye wrong na obedient ye. Obi na ye ka no. Hwe Bible move throughout from Genesis to Revelation. Revelation is the end, right? uhwe kosi onoma ohun bibi ni din bi wom da ohun Komala Agboja wom da Komala Agboja ohun bi wom da ohun Kwame Ansan wom da enti Nyankopon bo wi asem ni we fie bi before ye di kan be wi asem ni we fie yen no making sure say obia di en wo Bible mu bia broni din bibi ni din feature tagu apede nim prempe nim enti na ye say yen no ye be wi asem be ye den. The literature of Africa ye kura we yen no is the wrong literature. Yes. The literature, that book ne ye kura we yen no is the wrong literature.
What is the right literature?
The right literature is going back to the old lady in your town who still understands the doctrines of the tradition and going to talk to her say, Auntie Mpacho, chere me said ye no. That is the right literature. And no abako sem na obetima kan a Bible to your roots. Bible ma sem no. And sem baby omubo nyina no is scatterhead everywhere. Etinu asem no yen ya somu yen ni gidi brother. So many churches in Ghana, but the gutters are not clean. You can't even clean. So you ask yourself, how is this God receiving us? But so ko enkurase ye say kura we say nyese bosom bi wase a ubeko order. You see order. Eye Africa for yesro say ye bedi mmraso. Enunti na yesi yen kase yen kofa ye culture biom kura na yesro. Because so corner say ma umra so obedi so because Jesus will come every Sunday or what you go and beg for forgiveness every Sunday and then Monday you begin your sin again and then Sunday you go back. But maybe Tigari is not going to leave you alone. Do you understand what I mean? Tigari is not going to leave you alone. So, is that what you want? That is the truth. Truth and honesty is one biggest thing for Africa for nation building. Truth and honesty.
Do we have them?
We don't.
Why?
We don't. We don't have truth. We don't have honest people, so we can't build our nation. But if we want to build our nation, we need truthful people, we need honest people to the core before we can build our nation.
How do we get them?
This is a calling. For at this particular time in the African's life, it's a calling. If you are not called to be a truthful person, I don't think our society can actually socialize you to become truthful. Because your society, said you're crafting in such a way, say, so we try and try and our life
better.
And you say you're calling be pan and walk. Ufu say this is what you've been called for. You can't be truthful. To speak the truth in Africa is a bitter pill.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Mr. Freeman say, we are saying your bronidia.
Yes, I listened to Freeman, and I was very sad. I like Freeman though, but I was very sad listening to him. You see, when you lose hope with your people, then the white man becomes your God. And Freeman has lost hope. So you ask him, say, if you're not, and you be an obroni be maybe or sheno, and son or instructing the wife, Anna. I watch it. You see, that is a lost African brother. He's entirely lost. He's never dug into his history. He doesn't know the heroes of Africa.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes. I'm giving it to him. He needs to go and research the heroes of Africa.
He will come and debate you.
Oh, he should come, man. He should come.
Mr. Freeman, you can come, man.
Yeah, he should come. He needs to find, you see, if you have never found heroes, you see, papa anye ye, maame anye ye, brother bi anye ye, nti yesi ofie busu bi mo obi anye ye, atebia ho ho no ma, me de anye ye, se nyame nko ame obi anye ye. But say what is yesi una na bi, no ye say ni say kasa asem ni kirewa. Udu be bia na there is some confidence and power in you because you relate to that DNA. And that DNA will make you powerful. But the African has been told so many times that they didn't do anything. They didn't do nothing. They didn't do this. They didn't do this. One day, yes, say microphone na ni enfo mu into two kwine. Enko be bia before nyankom ade so eden ewo. Ni culture mu say, we na ye. We na ye. Inventions bebre si wo America. But ye bia bia no need ni ebebo. But we dey coin research na hwe Mr. Freeman na hwe. But we say before be brain inventing niama, otran akan o say before inventing niama.
Nti Mr. Freeman oni sa DNA ni bi ni mu e
kai. Dey oni ni DNA na wo ni mu sese no. African DNA no. But oni ni colonization process, that post trauma colonial syndrome no okita. on tiasie because yes, achino post-traumatic colonial syndrome achino. Because the post-traumatic colonial syndrome in China, on betrasi no country will say, Bruni Sambe for your crubio. What the fuck is that? Bruni Sambe for your crubio.
Mr. Freeman, you can't say this. Come and answer.
Bruni Sambe for your crubio. Bruni betray your chroma. Bruni tra Egypt for 400 years. And on Sambe betray your chroma 486 years. Who can in Yinaboma is 886 years. And on the changing your psyche, our psychological reasoning.
Hey, Daben.
What you say? And the other baby away. Na ye to quite sa kwakwohwe akonya nim dia ba. Ne be say be empower and crofo a. All better say Bruni Sambe di yesubion. Bruni Sam or Sam Brian fa. Bruni should stay where he is. On tra honum. They say crofo no muntimi nya format no. E dia ba. The format is the awakening. Until revolution now started. Why won't person you develop Africa beyond you start here develop Africa?
You develop it.
Yes.
Format not started. The format is the awakening.
Yes.
And you are watching Revelation.
That is it.
And we are the king of awakening.
So when we say social media by all the youth, they are awake because they see what happens in the other part of the world. Skyscrapers you see, we say you see to compare. Who say I didn't think the young enim. Policy makers, listen to me. Policy makers in Ghana. They are behind time. Making policy, man. They are behind time. The reason why they are struggling to control us, to discipline us, is because they are behind time. What I was saying, 50 years ahead of us, if you are a policy maker. Like I said before, remember Drew has said, now we will wait for her. What make you rule behind them? At to one mamia, brand batch chichimia, mean to me and titime home. But policy makers, I say when they see we now feel almost about making policy. That I don't call on over coming. Kolana coming because a Kolano adio or show with YouTube no. Because you were not born in the age of technology. You get what I mean? You were not born in the age of technology. When I was about 12 years old, ask my mom, I used to receive about 20 letters a day. 20 letters a day. I went to Agri Road. Tema, Committee 5. Your friend Pen Pal. My name is Pen Pal. That is the amount of wealth of knowledge I was trying to get at the age of 12. I had pen pals from all over the world. To the extent that I had a book that I was selling pen pals. That's why my name is Pen Pal. Until you started that journey, it's not today. To want to know the truth about how Africa can go forward, no. It is a simple equation, but our people have been crippled by this post-traumatic colonial syndrome that they can't wake up. So if you watch Revelation every day, you must break your bonds and wake up to develop Africa. We don't have any other place to go. This is the giant. This is the heaven. Here, England, Buckingham Palace, hold on. Queen no, or go to home, but they are floor no. What I say, but be faith in Africa no, they call. Who would the Yankupon or the Ashas are sitting in the Wahabe Bray 1990 so. It's who person who are son of Wako baby, I can to a gold so. God maybe 190 so did that. Per means to be a better media. Neighbor to make creative factories, correct ones. I was a township, no one and Colani sorry, no more cohonum. That's a be sorry every Friday be a hiriba. Man for Jenny station, some bomb pipe to me, for Bible ye de sa. Who could be the Ghana going to be meditating? Who to be meditating in Ghana? Park be a creative be as a Konako transit. Now drink would day to day. Uber call Uncle for Bijin almost worship, almost bullshit, cane be, you know, they like, you know, they're coming to cane somebody. I don't know who they're going to cane. Satan. I don't know. And one person Satan for not going to work and coming to stand there. Until it's a factory, we hold now you 9 to 5. Bisa who say time ben abenya na wako honum. Time. We have the system has created too many lazy people, and they found any way to make money and to do anything they want, and the indiscipline has become too much.
What of the laws? Will they help?
The laws. The people who lead the laws are not obeying the laws. So how will the young ones obey it? How will the young ones obey
These
it?
people, what at all can we do to them?
The movement has started. And the movement is this. First, we have to talk about it. The awareness is the most important thing. When people are not aware, then they are still caught up in the web. But now they are aware. They can live here and then say that, oh, we want to research. If you want to know about Africa very well and listen to what I'm talking about, you have to read Sheikh Anta Diop. He's a Senegalese writer. Okay?
Yes.
And thank you, Chidom Hine. That guy is a great guy. I love him, man. He's taking his time to explain things. And the things he talks about, that is where Africa needs to go. When we say, oh, yeah, fool say, yeah, 3 more, I say, it me do tembi. But the entire CSF philosophy of nation building, no, a year foundation to foundation to foundation to foundation to foundation. And the brony take it time, no, you need any now. But you baby age, as you say, no, you perceive, you done sorry, ya, not a baby eye then, as a son. But you was say you take it dosage, you know, one by one. Chidom here, some no okano. So, can some say, Obi or Honumana, or yet open minded, or Becca say, ah, na, sa, aqua, crowd, sans seminano, or coffee fever. Yet, no more civilization. A GD wo wiase mu nyina enu nti na slavery happen here. Asa. Nya de bi nti na slavery happen you. Slavery happen here because you say ya na nanu mu rule ancient Kemet. Both lower Kemet and upper Kemet. That is including Sudan or Kush, you know. No mu rule che here. Until you time, you know. And I be pound because me I always say we lost the war. Africans lost the war. And we have to come back hard again.
And we have to come back hard again.
We have to come back hard again. We lost the war. Say, me kind books. Na me who say you can't slavery asem. Na yentimi can't chere de ntia obiti mi tanse. A device strategy say me ko kro we so. Na makwa fast some nkrofo bi ni mu aba use omo as slaves. Bisa who say that thought process no, it's a big thought process. Because so what he has to say, na so kaso kwa fabo free bi o friends bolgatanga amana be sum wo fia. Na ukọ na wakọ chi na ba. Adwen a wo badwen efi ansa na be konya adwen kitwa o. Because one, hwe journey nu. Wo be cross ocean. Wo be take be 6 months. Wo be build boat ansa na wo di akọ. It is not an easy process, but because we don't do critical thinking, we haven't thought about it like that. We think, say, we need 30 years pen ahead or buy. No. In California, for 400 years, no, Egypt, no. I don't know who your civilization. Say, this is who we are. Into a planning my into plan no mu take ye no. Before I'm bahase no, no omunim ade bia ombetime use the BTN. Ya hana body be manufacture metals shackles na edition nipa 9. Eguni ship man sa na oba. Enya ha na dade na edi so ni peti no obeye wo. Eguni ship man sa na oba. Enti it was a calculated plan and they executed it. But they executed it to develop the new world. Enti they came for builders. They came for builders who built ancient Kemet to go and build their world. Enti omo buy no coastline no kura no enye ni pe bia no mo find straightforward to start off. Coastline omo dividing into 3. Was Slave Coast, Gold Coast, and Ivory Coast.
Oh, okay.
That is how they divided it because Broninu on bano besisani pachaf biakeke. No, I didn't call no to me ko yejuma no. Entinu ono no obano. Or the camera home map say Sankrofona, they call it the crib of the humans. Crib, to say ni petit room. Yes. Hase no mugu. Ti ye chiwe no ma. Ni afa gold, ni afa ivory, ni de omoko. The only one who call the bedu baby na for me here laborers. Until somebody has 2 years. Bibi. Thank you. What I say?
Yo. But should we bring him again? Let's know. Write it at the comment section. Say Fanning Bra, Fanning Bra, your mix so that our brothers who are crying in Zimbabwe, Philip and his people would also get part to enjoy. Into your time, no, I due. Yeah. In 3 minutes, no, I want you to advise all of us as Africans.
Yeah.
We are powerful. We are live.
Yeah.
We are everything. What can we do to liberate ourselves?
Well, I think for the African and the African, not African youth alone, for the entire African, we need to wake up our consciousness and to start to think that we have only one continent for ourselves. We have to build it ourselves. Nobody's going to build it for us. But as I keep saying, you know, the literature we have in our hand, that literature, that book is not the book to build our world for us. Let's go back to what belongs to us and take it. Our leaders need to start to think about us. Don't think about anything else. What you can do now is to liberate the African for the first time that you have been given power. We said we are independent state. How independent are we? But the nation building concept is not by one leg. It is 2. It takes us and it takes the government to unify to be able to go forward. Our resources are still in the soil. We can tap it. Let's create businesses. Let's create factories. Let's industrialize. Let's create manpower, technical manpower, to be able to build Africa again.